In this session, we're going to talk about how to market and sell anything. Because your ability to market your product or service is the most important thing that you can master. And by mastering that, you can master your financial destiny. Peter Drucker said, "Marketing is the whole business seen from the point of view of its final result, that is, from the customer's point of view. Concern and responsibility for marketing must therefore permeate all areas of the enterprise." The major reason for business success is invariably the ability of the individual or the owner to move the product to the customer in an efficient, cost-effective manner. Major reasons for business failure are poor marketing, lack of sales ability, and lack of momentum in the sales department. In almost every troubled company I've worked with, ineffective marketing resulting in poor sales has been the major problem or cause of declining revenues and growing problems. Marketing can be defined as the process of studying the market and determining what it is that people want, need, can use, and will pay for, and then providing that product or service in a timely and cost-effective manner. Marketing is the entire business of attracting prospective prospects to your business, having them raise their hand through advertising or promotion of some kind. Marketing analysis enables you or your company to bring the correct product and services to your market at the right time. Selling, on the other hand, is the process of converting interested prospects to your product or service and demonstrating to them that your product or service will give them the benefit or benefits that they desire. Selling is the process of demonstrating that your product is the solution to their problem or satisfaction of their needs at a reasonable price. As Peter Drucker says, the purpose of marketing is to make selling unnecessary. It is not likely that you will ever make selling completely unnecessary, but your marketing skills will account for 90% of your success in business. Fortunately, marketing is a learnable skill. You can improve your marketing dramatically by making small changes and adjustments to what you are doing today. There are 4 parts of any marketing plan. We call this the marketing mix. When you are thinking of setting up, starting, or expanding your business, or selling any product or service, the 4 elements that you have to think about continually are product, price, place, and promotion. The first element is the product or service. Exactly what product or service are you going to sell to this market? Define your product or service in terms of what it does for your customer. How does it help your customer to achieve, avoid, or preserve something? You must be clear about the benefit you offer and how the customer's life or work will be improved if he or she buys what you sell. The price. How much are you going to charge for your product or service, and on what basis? How are you going to price it to sell at retail? How are you going to sell it at wholesale? How are you going to charge for volume discounts? Is your price correct based on your costs and the prices of your competitors? The place. Where are you going to sell this product at this price? Are you going to sell directly from your own company or through wholesalers, retailers, direct mail, catalogs, or the internet? To put it another way, at what location will customers buy your product or service? Where will they be? Where are they today? And finally, the promotion. Promotion includes every aspect of advertising, brochures, packaging, salespeople, and sales methodology. How are you going to promote, advertise, and sell this product at this price at this location? What will be the process from the first contact with a prospect through to the completed sale? Creative marketing comes from continually questioning the existing situation and looking for ways to change this marketing mix: the product, place, price, and promotion. Creative marketing often involves adding new products or services or modifying existing ones. It may require changes in pricing, place of sale, or promotional methods. Sometimes marketing requires that you delete existing products or services, sell them at different prices, or offer them in different places or promote them differently. You can change any one of these elements and then test to determine whether this change improves sales or profitability. Sometimes you may have to change 2 or more factors at once to achieve a quantum leap upward in sales results. In any case, the marketing mix is a dynamic combination of elements that is always changing and which you must always be changing. There are 5 rules for selling anything anywhere. Once you have decided on your marketing mix, here are the 5 cardinal rules. Any violation of any one of these rules can lead to the failure of your sales efforts, and often does. Rule number 1. Your product or service must be ideally suited to the current market. It must be competitively priced and vigorously promoted. Nothing sells itself. Products and services are sold, not bought. Rule 2. People buy benefits, not products. They buy solutions to their problems. They buy ways to achieve their goals. It must be clear what problem your product can solve, what benefits it can offer, or what goal it can help a customer to achieve. Rule 3. The product or service must satisfy an existing want or need of the customer or create an immediate want or need. The main reason for business failure is that there is no real need for what the company is selling. The more and better you test your product or service before you bring it to the market, the greater assurance you will have that the need actually exists. Rule number 4. Customers must believe the salesperson, trust the company, and be convinced that the product or service is the best for them, all things considered at the present time. Credibility is everything. The level of trust that the customer has in you and your company is the critical factor in whether he or she buys from you at all. And rule number 5, the customer must be willing and able to pay for the product or service and have a sincere desire to enjoy the benefits that you are offering. It's worse than useless to market to a customer who, in the final analysis, does not have the money to pay for your product or service, or who doesn't really want it in the first place. There are 5 questions that you must be prepared to answer before you can make a sale. These questions lurk in the back of the mind of every customer and are seldom spoken aloud. Nonetheless, failure to answer any of these questions can cost you the sale, even from a qualified prospect. You must design your sales presentation and methodology around answering these questions. Question number 1 is, why should I listen to you? All advertising, promotion, and sales efforts are designed to break the preoccupation of the customer and answer the question, why should I listen to you? If you don't answer this question correctly at the start, usually within the first few seconds, you seldom get a chance to sell your product. The scarcest commodity in the United States today is attention. The average customer is bombarded by hundreds and even thousands of commercial messages every day. From the time customers get up in the morning, radio, television, newspapers, billboards, and the internet are all bombarding them with hundreds of messages, all shouting in some way, "Buy me! Buy me!" To even get a chance to sell, you must break through this preoccupation by answering the question, why should I listen to you? Question number 2. What is it and what does it do? Once you have the customer's attention, you have to tell the customer quickly and clearly exactly what your product or service is. How does it improve the life or work of the customer? What need does it fill, or what problem does it solve? It's amazing how many advertisements on radio, television, and in print fail to answer this question. After you've seen or read the advertisement, you're still not clear what it is that the company is selling or why you should be interested in proceeding further. Question 3. Who says so? Customers are skeptical and suspicious of any sales advertisement or claim. You need immediate proof that your product does what you say it does. You need testimonials from satisfied customers. You need some kind of independent research. You must overcome the customer's natural skepticism by offering some proof that your product or service will deliver the result or benefit that you promise. Question number 4. Who else has used it? No one wants to be the first person to try your product or service. There's safety in numbers. Customers want to know the names or types of customers who've already used your product or service satisfactorily. And question number 5, what do I get? Everybody's favorite radio station is WIIFM, which stands for What's in It for Me. You must get to the bottom line quickly. The rule for effective advertising or selling is that a 10-year-old child should be able to read your advertisement and then be able to explain to another 10-year-old child exactly what it is you're selling and why he or she would be interested in buying it. If your advertisement is any more complicated than that, it will probably not succeed. Evaluate every piece of advertising or promotional material that goes out of your office to make sure that it answers those 5 questions. Why should I listen to you? What is it and what does it do? Who says so? Who else has used it? And what do I get if I buy it? There are many different ways to sell your product or service. In sales and marketing, the more different options you have and the more different possibilities you can conceive of, the more likely it is that you will take that critical first step to becoming wealthy. The more techniques and strategies you have, the more likely it is that you will take the necessary steps toward achieving your financial goals. The purpose of this program is to open your mind and expand your horizons to all the possibilities that are open to you in starting and building your own successful business in America. The goal is to take you from wherever you are today and to introduce you to specific concrete actions that you can take to get to wherever you want to be in the future. There are dozens of different ways to sell a product or service. The average business uses only 1 or 2 of these methods. Fortunately, the more of these methods you are familiar with and with which you experiment on a limited scale, the more likely you are to pinpoint a formula for sales success that will make you wealthy. Personal direct selling is the best of all sales methodologies. This is something that you are doing, one way or another, from the first day you start in business. You are selling your product or service. You are selling your ideas. You are selling yourself and your leadership. You're selling your abilities to pay your suppliers, your backers, and your bankers. You are selling your authority to your staff. You are selling continually. So personal sales is number 1. Number 2 is retail sales. You can sell your products through your own store, or you can sell to retailers and have them carry your products. Many tens of thousands of products are designed, developed, manufactured, and sold through wholesalers and retailers. This is perhaps the largest single method of sales in the world. Number 3, you can recruit distributors for your product in other market areas than the one where you do business. Selling through a distributorship can be as simple as giving individuals or companies the exclusive or non-exclusive right to sell your products in their areas or to their existing customers. Setting up distributorships can be as complex as selecting the right people and companies, training them thoroughly in how to sell and deliver your product or service, supplying them with all the products and materials they need to conduct their business, and supporting them 24/7 to assure that they are successful in selling your products. Distributors are invariably independent businesses with their own names and identities, and their own ideas about how to conduct their businesses. Aside from requiring them to agree to certain performance standards and working as closely with them as they will allow, you have little control over how they carry on their business. Nonetheless, setting up distributors for your products or services can enable you to expand nationally and internationally in a short period of time. Number 4, you can sell a product through the newspaper. The purpose of newspaper advertising is to generate direct and immediate responses that translate into sales and profits greatly in excess of the cost of advertising. All newspaper advertising is aimed at getting people to take action now. It is aimed at getting them to phone you and buy, or to come into your store in person so that you can present your products and sell to them immediately. A marketing consultant who worked for me some years ago had a simple formula. Creative advertising sells. He said that immediate responses and sales results were the only measure of whether the advertising was any good. Some years ago, I was promoting a product with radio and newspaper advertising that had been written by an agency that was apparently not very good at what it did. One day, in the midst of this advertising campaign, another advertising executive representing his own advertising agency phoned me and asked me how sales were going. A bit embarrassed, I told him that sales were going fine. He said, "I only have one question for you. Is your phone ringing? As it happened, in spite of many thousands of dollars of advertising, the phone was not ringing at all. I invited him in to make me a new proposal for a different approach to our advertising. His ideas were excellent. We accepted them, and within 1 week the new ads were causing our phones to ring off the hook. I always apply that same test to the advertising of my clients. Is your phone ringing? If it's not, change your advertising immediately. Number 5, direct mail. Direct mail allows you to pinpoint your market and aim your promotions at exactly those people who would be the most likely to buy your product in the shortest amount of time. Successful direct mail depends on your ability to acquire a good mailing list, and then having a product that is tailored to that specific group of customers. Direct mail allows you to focus on doctors, dentists, lawyers, sports car owners, seminar attendees, or any other demographic group that you can identify. There are several organizations throughout the country that develop and supply mailing lists for people who want to use direct mail to contact customers. Dun & Bradstreet has been a market leader in this area for many years. USA Direct of Omaha has the names, addresses, and data on more than 100 million customers in every category throughout the United States. There are mailing list brokers in the Yellow Pages and on Google for virtually every major city. You can also find all the information you need regarding mailing lists on other parts of the Internet. The number, sophistication, and quality of mailing lists available today are absolutely remarkable. The more specific you can be about the very best type of prospect for what you are selling, the more precise your mailing list can be made, and the more effective your direct mailing campaign will be. Number 6, mail order. To sell through mail order, you can place large or small ads in selected publications that appeal to your particular customer group. The entrepreneur Paul Hawkins built a $45 million business selling garden tools by running small ads in magazines that were read by people who garden as a hobby. Other small business people get started by contracting for products at wholesale and then selling them at retail in the classified sections of magazines and newspapers. They make the difference between what they pay for it and what they can sell it for. Number 7, and perhaps the favorite today, is the Internet. You can set up your own Internet site or store, offer specialized products and services to a particular type of customer, and then work in cooperation with other Internet sites and businesses that appeal to that same type of customer. The era of spam marketing through the Internet is coming to an end through government regulation. For the foreseeable future, you will sell on the Internet by offering free information in a specialized area and then making your offer widely known. When customers come to your site to take advantage of your free offer, you can then sell them high-quality products and services, backed by an unconditional guarantee. As you develop an expanding network of happy customers, they will tell other people about your site, and your customer list will start to grow. There are many misunderstandings about the Internet. Some people suggest that it is easy to start an Internet business and make a lot of money. The fact is that it's not easy to start any business and make a lot of money. Every business requires a tremendous amount of thoughtful planning and preparation before you begin. It then takes a good deal of time to build your business, one sale at a time. Almost all products sold on the Internet are clear and specific. Customers know exactly what they are looking for when they go to the Internet in the first place. It's almost impossible to create a demand for a new product on the Internet because it's impossible to touch, taste, feel, or experiment with it. The most successful Internet businesses are those that sell known products at competitive prices with unconditional guarantees. Think about Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com, as well as travel sites such as Expedia.com and Priceline.com. Number 8 is direct selling. You can sell your products by direct selling, from office to office or door to door. This form of selling requires an ability to write or telephone to set up appointments, to visit the prospect personally, to identify the prospect's needs, and to make an effective sales presentation. Often, direct selling requires cold calling. This means that you have to phone or visit people you have never seen or met before. In cold calling, the rejection level is high. You need a tremendous amount of toughness and persistence. However, once you learn that rejection is not personal, and you get over your fear of cold calling, you can start and build successful sales in virtually any market. Number 9, seminar selling. You can advertise and bring together prospective customers who are interested in your product or service for a group presentation. During this presentation, you can explain what it is that you offer and why it is an ideal product or service for those in the audience, and encourage the seminar attendees to buy what you are selling or arrange for a private meeting at a later time. Seminar selling is used primarily to sell business seminars or services, or financial advice and planning. The key to success in this method of selling is to give excellent value and instruction on your subject to demonstrate your expertise and to create a desire to learn more. This way of selling can be very successful if you can attract a large enough group of qualified prospects, usually via newspaper, direct mail, and radio. I have personally sold millions of dollars worth of products and services at seminars, public and private. Number 9, the party plan. Perhaps your products and services can be sold through what is called a party plan. Some product lines like Tupperware and beauty products, as well as specialty foods and certain clothing lines, can be sold in homes by having the resident invite friends over for a presentation. The salesperson then demonstrates and sells the products to those in attendance. The host or hostess receives a premium or commission on all sales that the attendees place. Hundreds of millions of dollars are sold on the party plan system every year. Number 10, co-op mailings. You can sell your product or service through co-op mailings. Many large mailing firms or other companies will include your product flyer or your product brochure with their mailings or invoices in exchange for a share of the gross sales. If you have an American Express, MasterCard, or Visa card, you will be familiar with the special offers that you receive with each invoice. These companies send out information on dozens of products throughout the year, along with their invoices. One of the great advantages to co-op mailings is that there is no cost to you except the printing of the promotional material until the sales are generated. Number 11, the government. Different governments, city, county, state, and federal, may be interested in your product or service. The government is the biggest single customer in the country, consuming hundreds of billions of dollars worth of products and services each year. You can make a fortune by just finding a product that government organizations need and want at a particular time. If you have a product or service that can be used by government agencies, you should approach city, county, state, and federal government offices. Find out everything you can about how to sell to government officials. Find out how to get onto their bidding lists. Find out who does the purchasing and why they buy in the first place. Sometimes you can even develop a product that is specific for various governments or for a specific government department, such as the Defense Department. Number 12, manufacturers' representatives. You can sell your product through manufacturers' representatives as well. There are companies throughout the country that represent a variety of different products in specific market areas. Often they will specialize in selling to a particular type of customer or in carrying a particular type of product line. You can advertise for manufacturers' representatives to work for you on commission in other market areas. Advertise in these specific magazines and publications that they read. The best part is that you pay them on straight commission. There's no cost to you unless they make a sale. Number 13, chain stores. Sometimes chain stores have hundreds of outlets nationwide. You only need to sell your product to one person, to one buyer at the head office, and it will go into hundreds of stores. Many entrepreneurs have made their fortunes by getting a company like Walmart or Kmart to carry their products in all their outlets. Even though these big buyers will squeeze the entrepreneurs down to the last penny, the volume of sales can still make being carried by these large chain stores extremely profitable. Number 14, discount stores. You can sell your product through this type of store. Discount stores prefer to carry products at below the normal retail price, like Price Club and Costco. Sometimes you can repackage or even relabel your product to sell through discount stores so that it won't hurt your sales at full retail price by other methods. Number 15, supermarkets. Supermarket chains often carry a large number of non-food items. If one chain of supermarkets will carry your product, and it is appropriate for their type of customer, you could sell an enormous amount in a short period of time. Number 16, department stores. You can sell your products through department stores as well. Their product buyers are very astute, but if they like your product, they can become major customers for you. One of the most important things to do before you begin producing or importing a particular product or service is to visit product buyers at these stores and get their opinions. These people deal with vendors all day long and usually have excellent instincts for what will sell in the current market. They are not always correct, but their input can save you an enormous amount of time and money. Number 17, wholesalers. Wholesalers will often carry your products to sell along with their other lines direct to their retail customers. If you use wholesalers, you'll have to sell to them at well below retail prices. Their primary concern will be the profit margin they can earn between the prices they pay you for your product and how much they can sell it to for their retail customers. As a result, they will do everything possible to squeeze your prices down as low as possible. Here's an important point. Whenever you are selling to wholesalers, retailers, discount stores, department stores, chain stores, or grocery stores, they will all have one measure in common. Their primary concern is turnover. How quickly will the product sell, and how much profit will they make per unit? Sometimes this is referred to as velocity. What will be the speed of turnover multiplied by the amount of money they can make from the sale of these items? These people have only one thought in their business lives. It is profit per sale. They're not interested in prestige, status, attractiveness, or appealing to a narrow market segment. All they care about is the volume of sales multiplied by the amount of profit they can earn from each item. When you talk to them, the quality of your product will be of some concern to them, but the profitability of carrying your product will be all important. Be sure to appeal to this main interest in everything you do and say. Number 18, premium sales. Companies may purchase your products to give away as a prize, an award, or a bonus for purchasing something else. If your product is inexpensive enough and has a high enough perceived value, very often companies will buy it and give it away as a low-cost incentive to get people to purchase their main product or service. Look for companies that use prizes, bonuses, and awards to get new business. Sometimes these companies can buy your product in large quantities. Sometimes you can private label your product or service for a company that wants to give away a large number of them. Number 19, advertising specialties. You can sell your product as an advertising specialty. Companies may purchase your product to imprint with their name and give away as gifts and incentives to their customers. Some advertising specialties you're familiar with are embossed pens, ashtrays, frisbees, or baseball caps. Often, companies will give away pocket calendars, radios, and even small computers as advertising specialties. Number 20, franchising. Your product can be sold in large quantities through franchising. Many businesses have the capacity to be franchised and to be rolled out to other areas. Franchise businesses now count for many billions of dollars in retail sales, not only throughout the United States, but throughout the world. A franchise is a proven success system. It is a business system from which all the bugs and defects have been removed. It is a profit-making system that can work for anybody virtually anywhere if the franchisee follows the business system exactly the way it has been perfected and designed. Once you've developed a successful business system, such as McDonald's, Kinko's, or Krispy Kreme donut franchises, you have a model that is replicable. Like a recipe, it can be duplicated over and over again, getting the same results for each new franchise. McDonald's has more than 40,000 franchises worldwide. Because the McDonald's franchise system has been tested and proven so many thousands of times in every type of market, there have only been 1 or 2 failures of a McDonald's franchise in history. With a good franchise, the sellers of the franchise can predict with some accuracy exactly how much the owner will earn each year as a result of following the system. But franchising requires that you develop a successful system first. Franchising requires that you develop a profitable business that can be multiplied many times over. It's amazing how many people come up with a business idea and begin thinking about franchising it before they've even made it successful in the first place. The fact is that the average company that franchises does not do so until it has been in business for 8 to 10 years. Most companies never franchise at all. If you're considering buying a franchise, investigate before you invest and look for a track record of success. Number 21, trade shows. You can sell your product through trade shows. As we mentioned before, buyers from thousands of companies attend trade shows every year to find new products to offer to their customers. They know that the cutting edge of new product development is represented in trade shows, and that one new product at the right time can earn millions of dollars. As I mentioned earlier, there are more than 15,000 trade shows each year. Many companies develop their entire business around their appearances at trade shows. Number 22, displays and exhibits. You can move your product to the market through fairs, expositions, or even exhibits at conventions and fundraising shows. High traffic count can result in big sales. Look for places where you can appear and display your product where a lot of potential buyers will be walking past. You want to be continually seeking ways to put your product in front of as many potential customers as possible. And finally, number 23, fundraisers. You can often sell your product through churches, charitable organizations, the Chamber of Commerce, or schools that will in turn sell it as a fundraiser. You can sell candy, nuts, toys, and items for schools, bands, and other fundraising organizations. Most of these ideas, all 23 of them, and there are more, require energy and imagination more than money and risk. In many cases, you can take orders for the product before you place your orders with the manufacturer, thereby keeping your exposure limited until you develop a steady volume of sales. The most important point of all is don't be afraid of selling. There are so many different ways that you can sell your product or service and begin yourself on the road to financial independence that, as I said earlier, you'll be crazy if you don't start your own business. The key is basically to start small and grow slowly. If you start small and grow slowly, you have low risk, you gain additional experiences, and you might just strike gold or oil with a new product or service. Be sure to give it a try. Now here are 3 action exercises that you can do immediately. 1. Make a decision that you are going to be in business within 30 days. Identify a product or service that you like and feel you can sell, and make arrangements to bring it to the market. Get on with it. Number 2. Decide on a method of sale that seems logical for the product or service you have chosen, and then concentrate single-mindedly on mastering that distribution or sales channel. Number 3. If you are already in business, select a way of selling and marketing that you are not currently using and focus on learning everything you can to offer your product or service in that new way.